Good afternoon, friends and family of Teatro Grattacielo and Camerata Bardi Vocal Academy. Καλησπέρα, φίλοι και φίλες από το Θέατρο Grattacielo e Camerata Bardi Vocal Academy in New York. Amici in Italia, buonasera e benvenuti dal Teatro Grattacielo and Camerata Bardi Vocal Academy. We are here today to celebrate, promote, and empower young opera singers that are taking their very first steps into the world of opera. My name is Stefanos Koroneos, and I am the General and Artistic Director of Teatro Grattacielo in New York City. In Teatro Grattacielo, we believe that it is the role of artists to help see the world in new ways. I have always believed that arts helps us understand where we have been and imagine where we might go from here. Over the past 27 years, Teatro Grattacielo has represented many US premieres, while we are doing our best to ensure that the scope of that achievement includes the vast diversity of artistic voices, cultures, disciplines, and traditions found in our own New York community, let alone around the world. We built our productions with a particular eye of innovation, filmography, digitalization, and multimedia arts, and our casts have always been diverse and multi-ethnic. Today we have with us a very special, at least to me, guest. Her name is Karolina Pilou. She's a mezzo-soprano, and she's one of those success stories. I will tell you all about her in a while. And together with me, also, tenor Antonis Antoniadis, soprano Anastasia Patsakidou, soprano Avra Haraka, mezzo-soprano Amalia Askordalaki, and last but not least, my partner in crime, my Greek partner in crime, my Greek partner in crime, I like that, soprano Gina Poulou, which I'm going to be bringing in the conversation right now, so we can start a little bit having fun. Hello, Gina, how are you?
Hi, I'm very happy to be here. I'm wishing all the best to our young artists and future colleagues. Very happy to be here again, Stefane.
Wonderful. I am happy to have you, and this has been quite a journey for us because we started this conversation about finding ways to promote young opera singers, especially in collaboration with the Cultural Foundation of Greece in Athens, and we were trying to figure out and to find ways to actually get to promote, to empower, and to educate in a certain way the new generations of Greek opera singers. And here we are. This is our second edition. From our first edition, we had some very successful stories. One of the successful stories is Avra Haraka. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And obviously, from this edition also, we have so many exciting news. But before we start talking about our young singers, I would like you to a little bit talk to us about your connection with the opera world and the young singers today.
Well, actually, young artists, young singers, I believe are the future of the art. Art, in order to survive, needs young singers, young artists. So I love being in touch with them. I love teaching them. I love sharing my knowledge with them, on and off stage experiences. I love guiding them. I love watching them turning into great professionals. I have to admit that involving with young artists give me lots of things too. In many aspects of life, I gain energy. I love learning new things about how they feel, how they consider art. But maybe the most important thing, Stephanie, that I would love to involve with them is that as you can tell, I am pretty young too. So I love working with my own kind.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Does you agree?
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And talking about, I think that Gina is experiencing a little bit of technical issues. So I will bring him back a little bit later because right now, as you can see, she's frozen. Hey, Gina, I think you are in a. We lost you for a while.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with you. You are very young, and we love to work with young people like you.
We are partners in crime. That's partners in crime, Stephanie. That's for sure.
Exactly. Gina is our artistic administrator when it comes to Greece. She's the artistic administrator of this particular project, and she will be the artistic administrator of a much bigger project that we are about to announce to the world in a very few days. That involves a wonderful opera that is Mozart's Idomeneo. So, without further ado, I think we should be starting with our young artists because we are here to celebrate them. And so I will remove you from the stage, but stay with us. We will bring you back at the end. And I will start with the very first tenor, with a very first participant on this edition, the second edition of Opera 2021, the New York project. His name is Antonis Antoniadis. I must say that I was right away taken from this young tenor because of how serious he is about his craft and about how I have seen him blooming throughout these days. Obviously, this is also all the work that he has done in the past with his teachers, with his mentors, with his coaches. And I'm very proud to say that, I'm very happy to say that I am very fond of you, Antonis. And
thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here also.
Excellent. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for trusting us for that. I would like to right away get into the singing part.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Antonis Antoniades, Un'aura amorosa, Don Giovanni, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Enjoy.
del nostro
Virtual.
Thank you.
Virtual until we go back to live performances, and then we can definitely be able to actually applaud you in hopefully in person.
Yes.
Before we go on, because I would like to talk to you a little bit. I would like the people to get to know you a little bit better. I want to, let's say, announce to the whole world in a certain way that you will be with us this summer.
Yes.
Usually as a high priest connection in Idomeneo, in Mozart Idomeneo. This, I think, it could start for you quite. It could take you to another level. Let's say it like this. But what I would like to know from you, and this is something that I have been asking everybody because I'm very fascinated about that, is what prompted you to wake up one day and say, okay, I will become an opera singer? How did you decide that you want to get involved specifically with opera?
Yes. The thing is that I always was a part of choirs, and I was singing with other people. So I really liked the experience to share music, to share experiences, so it's not a particular performance or an artist, although I admire a lot, but it's more the pleasure, the feelings, all these moments. And I just know that I can do another thing. It's the thing I enjoy most. So this is pretty much the reason of singing. And of course, the ability of dreaming, another word where people sing and dance, have fun, suffer, everything, feel.
Wow. The more I get to know you, the more I get the feeling that you came to opera through the acting world, because
Yes.
you talk and your whole presence and your whole body language is the body language of an actor. And this is so, to me at least, refreshing. And before I go on with the conversation, I would like to acknowledge that your pianist, because ladies and gentlemen, these clips have been recorded 2 days ago. Your pianist was Frixos Morzos from Greek National Opera in Athens. It is only right to give him credit for that. And can you tell me a little bit now, in accordance to what we said before, what are your plans and your dreams for the future?
Well, as most artists these days, I have no idea. I'm in a pause. Well, I'm rehearsing some things from Zoom, from internet platforms, but I have no idea what's going to be when this thing ends. So
Right.
I try to be positive and optimist.
Yeah, I mean, I find it that you can find positivity even in the digital world. I can tell you that there are out there many dedicated companies who exactly have been able to reprogram their seasons, their programming, and find ways to actually involve actors, singers, and artists in a digital way. And
Yes.
obviously, right now, you have something to look forward, which is a summer spent with us.
True.
And
It's true.
we will be very happy and blessed to have you.
Me too.
So we will move on to our second participant. Thank you, Antonis. Stay with us, and we will
very much
at the end. So the second participant in this program is a young soprano from Thessaloniki, for who doesn't know about too much about Greece. Is the second biggest city in Greece. Her name is Anastasia Patsakidou, and I hope, Anastasia, hi.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, Stefanos. Thank you. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Anastasia, I hope I'm saying that right, that Thessaloniki is the second biggest city.
Yes, yes, it is. I'm actually from Kilkis, which is a town north of Thessaloniki, but I do study here, so yes. Thessaloniki is the second largest in Greece.
Fantastic. So before we get into the talking part, again one more time, I would like for you, ladies and gentlemen, to hear her singing Una donna 15 anni, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And here we are. Enjoy. So, first of all, bravo, bravo, bravo. Virtual applause to you too. I must say to everybody who's listening that in the piano was Michalis Papageorgiou, a wonderful pianist from Athens, and the internet miracles, we have been able to combine them, put them together, and she has been able, in distance, to create this video for us a few days ago. Congratulations, Anastasia, and
thank you.
Before we start a little bit talking, the same thing like Antonis, you are invited by us. We have talked about that, to be with us in Crete this summer. Maestro Michalis is going to be conducting Mozart's Idomeneo, and you will be singing one of the two Cretan women, which is they are very beautiful roles, and it is a great opportunity for a young artist like you to get their feet dirty. In other words, to start actually getting on the stage with an orchestra, with a chorus, with costumes, with lights, with scenery, and starting your path to the opera world. And talking
Such
about
an amazing opportunity. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Anastasia.
I still can't believe it. Thank you.
You are very welcome. You're very welcome. And talking about paths, and you have to indulge me here, because this is exactly what I have been asking everybody. It goes to my fascination about this subject. Can you tell me what prompted you to become an opera singer?
Yes. Well, I always loved to sing ever since I was little, and I always liked to act. I wanted to be an actress when I was young. So I did have a musical education. I took piano lessons and musical harmony, counterpoint, and all these studies. But I didn't have opera in my life at all. We didn't listen to it much at home. I didn't have the opportunity to watch productions where I lived. So I did fall in love, though, with musical theater when I was a teenager. So I went to the voice teacher in my conservatory, my amazing teacher to this day, Vaso Vaiuli, and I said, "Hey, hi, I want to learn how to sing so I can do musical theater." And she said, "Okay, we can work together on a classical technique and on an operatic repertoire, and you can take that and apply it wherever you want," which I now understand how true that is. It's such an important foundation for everything. But of course, I fell in love with it so much. It's such an amazing art form. And yes, I've been doing it ever since. I feel really happy when I'm on stage. I think it's such an amazing way to express yourself and hopefully move someone in the audience. That's the end goal, of course.
Absolutely. You said you hit a big button for me, because I believe that opera, like every other art form that involves singing or reciting, it's storytelling, it's touching people through the emotions of the raw human voice. And I must say that I'm very happy for the opera world to have such a talent like yourself. And I have been watching you these days. I must first of all commend your voice teacher. I have never met her. I hope one day, who knows, maybe our paths will cross when I come up there in Thessaloniki, which I'm very sad to say I have never been. I'm such a bad Greek, because whenever I go to Greece, I go to Athens, I go to Padre where my family is. But I promise I will come one day.
Yes, of course.
Yes. I'll start this summer with Crete, which I have never been to. So kudos to you, really. I think you are on the right path to do great stuff. And I would like now to move on. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much for everything.
You're very welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the day that, as I promised you, I was going to bring in one of my dear friends, mezzo-soprano Karolina Pilou, who is like me from Athens, but who lives in New York City, exactly like me. Karolina.
Hi.
Hi, Karolina. Hi. Karolina is one of those amazing successes, a mezzo-soprano who came in New York City with hopes and dreams, and finally she made it. She made her debut at the Met in 2016. Am I saying that right?
Correct, yeah.
Yes, in Barbieri Sevilla. And from there, it has been an upwards. Karolina has worked with Teatro Grattacielo twice, and she will work again, because we strongly believe in her talent, and in her amazing looks. And before I bring you in and we talk a little bit about you and about you, let's say, I would like you, ladies and gentlemen, to listen to her and to see her in our Messiah that we released in December, which we filmed practically during COVID times. Enjoy. Karolina, what can I say? It seems that Handel wrote this music for you. This was But Who May Abide from Messiah Handel, and we must say that the conductor is David Rosenmeyer, wonderful conductor from Argentina. Hello, Karolina.
Hi, I have to tell you, it is really hard standing still. Listen to this, not because anybody's singing it, it's not because I'm singing. It's, of course, it was a true joy, this collaboration, but God, I love Handel so much. It's
and Handel loves you too. And, I brought you in today in the conversation not only because me and you, we go back way back when we were both, building our reputations and our careers in the United States. But I brought you in because I think you are a person that can be a big role model because of your tenacity and because of your of your joy of doing it throughout a lot of difficulties that many singers have in their first steps in their lives. And I have never met so many singers like you that they have that really want to do it and they really want to get out there and make something on themselves. And I feel that this is talking about young singers and about young singers from Greece that sometimes, United States or even other countries seem kind of unapproachable and far away. And exactly, I would like you to say to all of us, what was the feeling when you finally made it and you went up on the stage at the Metropolitan Opera to sing with Barber?
It was pure magic. I have to tell you, interestingly enough, actually, the moment of finding out that I got the contract was probably even bigger an excitement than the moment of making it on the stage, because the stage was really surreal. The day it happened, it felt, I was trying really hard to be present, in the moment and take it all in. But I remember in the middle of my aria, I was standing as per the director's instructions, and at some point I could not help. I was trying not to look really into the audience, but my eye caught, the whole building, all the stories, and I looked up and down, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, this is, and I wanted to laugh. I just thought, this is actually happening? What on earth is happening? I'm right on the Met stage. And then I thought, okay, pull yourself together. You need to remember what comes next. Don't get distracted.
Right.
It was amazing. It was magic. But I will say that I know, well, magic doesn't actually quite, it's not big enough a word to describe it. I was also very lucky to have practically everybody I love there who flew from all over the world to share that moment with me after the, seeing what I've gone through. And when I say that I've gone through more rejection than probably most singers that I know combined, I mean that. But a point that I want to make, since today is about the younger singers who are trying to make it, is that I can guarantee you 100% that the joy and meaning that I got out of that moment and the healing that I got out of that moment would have never been the same, or even half of it, or even a tenth of it, had I not gone through the struggle. It's the struggle that made it, that moment, so memorable and life-changing. It was all the difficulties, it was all the no's, it was all the hurdles I had to, jump over and make it through, that made that moment so special. So I'm extending myself an invitation to everybody, all the young Greeks here, and any young singer really from anywhere who wants to reach out to me and talk and needs guidance and somebody to say, don't give up if this is what you want to do, and keep going, because I know how hard it is, and it's scary, but it's quite a wonderful journey. So if anybody ever needs an encouragement, reach out.
Karolina, you see me smiling all the way up there. It's like my jaw is frozen because you said some magic words for me, and I want to share with you that also had some healing moments on the stage as a performer. It doesn't happen every time, because sometimes you go from performance to performance, and all you have to, it's doesn't happen every time. But one very magical moment for me happened actually at my debut with the Greek National Opera, where Gina was on the stage too. We sang together in a performance of Baptistikos in 2016, and I remember how many times, how many years even though I because I was living abroad and I was dreaming so badly to come back to where I was born and, have some performances and perform and have my family and my friends come to finally see me for first time. And I remember that specific moment where I felt healed. I felt that all the goodness of the world, that I was the center of the world. And this is something that, again, like you said, I want everybody to know that no matter what takes you to on the stage, or no matter how many rejections and how many no's and how many people will tell you you're not worth anything, the moment you're going to be on the stage, you will have that moment. You will have your moment of healing, and everything that has happened to you until then will not matter anymore.
Yes.
And, because I know you for so long, and I know I have seen you blooming into something incredible in every way, in your personal life, in your career. I don't want to share, obviously, your private information, but I am lucky. We are lucky to have you in Teatro Grattacielo, and we love you very, very much.
Teatro Grattacielo has become a new home for me. So it's been a wonderful thing. And I wanted to take a moment to thank you, since we are talking about Greek singers today. And I hope this does not come out the wrong way, but I will say, as somebody who has struggled to establish themselves, first in London, because that's where I went to study when I left home back in 2004, not to age myself. But then here too, I have to say, it was a little bit disappointing for me. I used to see a lot of other cultures, singers from other cultures, from other countries, who had come abroad. They seem to have much more of a support system, a national, if you will, or cultural support system, where they were promoting each other from back home and helping each other. And when I was starting, I felt that that was not the case. I did not have that. I didn't find that. I couldn't see that. I felt like I was on my own, and I was a little bit jealous of other singers who were like, oh, there's this thing from back home that they do in concerts and they're trying to promote us and help us. And I have to say big kudos to you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It is really beautiful what you're doing. I am really happy to see that this new generation of super talented Greek singers have somebody trying to help them, bridge that gap and come out here and build a career and actually provide support and assistance and guidance and a platform to showcase them, and so they don't feel like they're competing against each other, but actually we're all helping each other promote Greek singers. It's a wonderful thing that I think was lacking up to now, and I'm thrilled and very grateful that I think, frankly, you're starting this, and if you need me, I'm here to help in any way.
I'll take your word, because I will need you very soon. We will talk privately about that.
Yes, but I'm very, very excited to see all these wonderful new Greek singers come out and start to make their way. It's very, very exciting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Karolina.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for spending some time with us.
Of course.
Thank you. We love you.
Love you right back. Bye.
We'll talk to you soon. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
So what can I say? I mean, I am elated right now. Like I said, it's always wonderful, at least to me, to see people, friends or non-friends, artists blooming into something incredible like Karolina. And we are going to move on to our next participant of this second edition of our program. Her name is Amalia. Let me check I have never been able, Amalia, to actually, let me bring you in first of all. Amalia, I was hoping that you're going to type your last name on the screen, so I will be able to read it.
It's okay, Stefanos. You're going to learn all the Cretan surnames. Exactly.
Very soon. She's from Crete, like you heard. Her name is Amalia Askordalaki. she's a wonderful mezzo-soprano, young mezzo-soprano, and like everybody else, it is I have been able to observe her and to study her and to kind of try to discover her talents throughout these 10 days of master classes and coachings and stuff like that. And again, one more time, I have to tell you, because we know each other from a long time, from some other production, that kudos to your current voice teacher, which I know only by fame. I never had the opportunity to meet her, but congratulations. You are way on your right way to do great things. And before I talk to you, I think it's time for people to hear you and to enjoy your singing from Mitridate del Ponto, Sonreo. Amalia.
Stefane.
One more time, virtual applause to you. And hopefully one day we will be able to actually applaud you in real person. Actually, we will be, since you will be also with us this summer in this production in Crete as the second Cretan woman. It's a beautiful role. Amalia, please, if you don't feel like we spoke about that, if you cannot say something in English, please feel free to answer in Greek, and I will translate for you. Okay?
No, it's okay.
No problem.
My English are not the best, but I can comprehend.
Fantastic, fantastic. First of all, Amalia, you are from Heraklion, right?
Yes, I
But
was.
yes,
That is my birthplace. I grew up in Heraklion, went to school, then left for Thessaloniki, where I studied.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, indulge me, like everybody else. Can you please tell me what made you decide you want to become an opera singer?
Of course, I'm going to tell you, but first of all, I want to take the opportunity to say that I'm really grateful for this, for having been part of this project. It has been a wonderful journey, and especially nowadays, through COVID time, it's really a great chance for us to be heard so many kilometers away. Thank you very much. Deeply from our heart.
It's my absolute pleasure.
So about my musical journey, it started at a really young age. I come from a musical family. My dad is a really a lover of music. He took me and my sisters to the music school before even going to school. There at the music school where I was learning to play the piano and taking musical theory classes, a teacher approached me and told me that I should take vocal lessons when I would grow up. So I did. And in my second vocal lesson, I was introduced to the universe of the opera. It was so strange because I hardly knew anything about opera, but it was so familiar to me. It was like falling in love at first sight. And then it came that night that I saw Carmen on stage. What a coincidence, it was Carmen. And it was one of these moments that you say that time expands. And then I promised myself that opera would always be in my path. That was my path.
So you said something that I'm very interested about. You said that you felt like opera was always part of your life, even if it was. You felt very familiar about opera. And
Yes.
This is something that really touches my heart, because who doesn't know, and who is not a musician or an opera singer doesn't know how much work it takes for an opera singer to become a professional. We are not only singers, we are musicians, we are actors. We have to train in so many disciplines, and we have to have so much package. And then we have to go out into the world and trying to convince theaters, opera companies, concert companies, that we are the right person and the right artist for them. And it takes exactly what you said. It takes you have to be familiar. You have to love it. You have to feel like it's part of your life. Otherwise, you wouldn't go through all this training and all of these years of preparation to be who you are.
No, it's not the easiest decision to take, but in fact, you have no dilemma. You have, when art knocks at your door, it's a really persistent visitor. You cannot say no. You have to open the door. And when you sing, it's like inviting people to your home, because your voice is your instrument, is your tool, and it's also the mirror of your soul. So it's like inviting the audience to meet you and have their own journey through your voice.
Wow, you have opened up my heart, Amalia. You really have. You are such a wonderful person. And I know that 2 years ago, because we were together in last production, that I arrived at the last moment and I couldn't really get to know you. And what can I say? I'm a fan. Big fan. And
I'm a big fan of you too, Stefanos.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to spending time with you.
Me too. Especially in Heraklion.
Exactly. So stay with me until the end, please. I will bring you in again.
Of course.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, but last but not least, a soprano who was in our first program, and I must say she is one of those kids, is one of those young artists that everybody should be aware of because of her talent, but also because of her personality. Her name is Avra Haraka. My friend Gina wrote me, don't say Haraka, it's Haraka. I'm so sorry. So I'm bringing you in Avra Haraka.
Hi, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Stefano?
I'm doing wonderfully, and even better now that I get to hang out with you for 5-10 minutes. So Avra, you study in Manchester, or you studied?
I studied, yes, I finished.
But you still live there, and you practically right now are back and forth between Athens and Manchester.
Yeah, I live there. I live in Manchester. However, I'm here in Athens now. I'm with my family.
Okay.
I came for the holidays.
Okay. Is it? Are you planning to stay in Athens for a while, or you're going back to?
Not too long. I'm leaving quite soon, actually.
Okay. Okay. I mean, Manchester obviously is a wonderful city to live, and I hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, it's really great.
So before we start talking a little bit about you, one more time, as per usual, I would like you, ladies and gentlemen, to get to know her as a singer. This is the Vieni Notre Dame from La Noche di Figaro. Soprano Avra Haraka. Bravo, 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 bravo.
Thank you.
Before we go on, I must say, I don't know what I was thinking. This was Prendi per me sei libera from Elisir d'Amore, Gaetano Donizetti. I don't know, maybe I need a little bit more coffee. Talking about coffee, here's my coffee.
Perfect, we love coffee.
Oh, it's morning in New York, and I guess I still need to wake up. My apologies, it was not Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart at all. It was Gaetano Donizetti. So Avra, I know we have talked about Crete 2, and I know that you will be with us in Crete, singing one of the Ilias for us, which is a very important role. And of course, I'm excited. To have you there and to see you growing throughout this role. But given that you have actually finished your studies, and let's say right now you're taking your first steps into the world of opera, and since this is a profession that you always involve, you start from something, and then you have hopefully around you the right people who tell you the truth, empower you, and tell you and help you to find your true self, your true voice, and your technique to support such a difficult career. Can you tell me a little bit, how does it feel for you, this transition between being just a student into being a young professional, a young artist that's starting?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say thank you very, very much for involving me in the Domeneo, which will happen in Crete, and especially with the part of Ilia. I am really, really, really excited about it, and it feels like such a huge thing. I'm happy to be part of it this way, and to be in an entire opera. Because while I was a student, although I was in an entire opera in the chorus, I only ever was a main part in opera scenes, which was, of course, a step at a time, how we went through learning things. So yeah, I'm very, very thankful for that. Thanks a lot. So about being a young professional, I guess it's been hard right now because of the situation with the coronavirus, because it's been a strange closing down of the industry while we wanted to give us things. So that's been a little bit hard, but at the same time, it's allowed me to spend even more time with my voice and devote extra attention to what I needed to what I wanted to do with it, how I wanted to move forward. I was so glad to start lessons again with my teacher Gina Poulou, and she helped me find a part of my voice which I was very glad to discover. And with her guidance, I think hopefully that things will be positive in the future. But yeah, I'm working on it. It's a hard one at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard you blooming into something very good from the first time I heard you, and kudos to Gina, obviously, about her job and about her hard work. But also, I want to say something that I want to repeat something that you said, that I think that everybody's listening, because it's very important. It is important to take this time that we are all kind of floating, waiting to see what's going to happen, and working on our craft. Whatever that is, this is the moment to do it.
Yeah.
Guess what? Afterwards, when you will be trying to go back and forth between auditions and maybe productions, a concert and that and this and that, you will not have that much time like you have right now. So there is your golden opportunity, even though I know that it feels like we all want something to happen, but this is your golden opportunity, and kudos to you that you took this opportunity to actually work on your craft.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that it's a time for everybody to say a final goodbye for now. Avra, I'm looking very much forward to seeing you this summer in person.
Me too, so much.
Finally to get to meet you. And I must say that I love your Manchester English accent. I cannot have enough of it. I just love it. I just love it so much. I would stay here listening to you for hours just to hear your English accent.
Thanks a lot.
Kudos to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is all our wonderful people together. Thank you for being with us. I don't know what happened to Anastasia. She just, I don't know, she lost connection or she just left. Anyway, thank you for being with me tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
I greet you all from New York. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. And I will see you next Sunday with something totally different. Ciao.
All the best, guys. Bye.
Bye.